Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Paris High School's Tiger Stadium, where the Marshall Lions will be taking on your Paris Tigers. Our concession stand is open for your enjoyment and is located on the north side of the school. Paris High School asks all fans, spectators, players, and coaches to please display good sportsmanship at all times during this interscholastic contest. And we wish to remind everyone in attendance tonight that Paris High School's building and grounds are all drug-free facilities. Any use of alcohol, tobacco, or other illicit drugs is strictly prohibited. We would also like to acknowledge that this evening is our Tackle Childhood Cancer Night. According to the National Cancer Institute, it is estimated that 15,000 children and adolescents ages 0 to 19 will be diagnosed with cancer in 2021. The P.S. We Love You organization was developed in memory of Patrick Stephen Barrett, the son of Greg and Molly Barrett. Money raised by tonight's event will go directly to Riley Children's Hospital to pay for precision genomic testing to help identify the specific type of cancer and target the treatment plan for children diagnosed. The cheerleaders are preparing to come to the stands for the Riley Miracle Minute after the first quarter. Be sure to have your donations out and ready to go. Our goal is to collect $1,500 in just 1 minute of canvassing the stands. We would like to give a special thank you to the Paris High School FFA chapter for hosting tonight's Kids Zone, the Bionic Club for their sponsorship, Student Council and Key Club for the bake sale, and Rayleigh Ike, our very own childhood cancer warrior, for her lemonade stand. On the field now for the pregame performance are your 2021 Marching Tigers. The Marching Tigers are under the direction of Dr. Kevin Pruitt, Assistant Director Jessica Hendrickson, Color Guard Instructor Zach and Haley Cassad, Percussion Technician Jonathan Boren, and Choreographer Carly Tessereau. We ask now that you please rise, remove your caps, placing your hand over your heart, as the band, under the direction of drum majors Rebecca Alexander, Callie Gibbons, and Emma Stafford, honor our country with the playing of our national anthem. Stay on your feet, Tiger fans, as the band presents you Paris Loyalty.
Time now for Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by the Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Farm Credit Illinois, Prospect Bank, Soleil Body Salon, Diamond Brothers Insurance, Ingram Waste Disposal, Diamond Financial, Illini FS, Country Financial, and Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance. Also our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Paris Sports Network, representing a proud tradition of Paris sports. And we're here tonight, a beautiful night at Tiger Stadium, Paris Tiger Stadium, for football. I'll tell you, you couldn't beat this weather tonight, Lenny, as we're taking on the Marshall Lions.
It's been beautiful all football season. I mean, we haven't had a bad game yet, Jim. I mean, the weather's definitely no excuse, so we can't blame that. So
absolutely, and we got a good crowd on hand, a lot of A lot of faithful orange and black here, and
I like the revolving P too that the band's doing. That's kind of old school again. I like to see that.
now the band does a fantastic job. They may be down a little bit in numbers this year, but I tell you what, they are doing very, very well, and they're entertaining the folks here every game, home game, and it's good to see. Like you say, I like to see those different things that they do on the field, making letters and all that.
Yep, I still like the traditional old revolving P where they all move around in the big P. That's old school with me anyway. So
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the Little Illini Conference at this point, as the Paris Tigers 3-2 on the season, and we are tied behind Mount Carmel, who is 5-0. And Newton 4-1. We're tied with KZ Westfield and Olney with that 3-2 mark. Setting at the 2-3 mark is Lawrenceville Indians and the Robinson Maroons, and then at 0-5 is Marshall and Red Hill, of course. And Red Hill had some tough luck this year, as they've had a lot of COVID, and they've only played, if I believe I'm correct, Lenny, just one game this year.
I think you're right, because they canceled our homecoming game, and that's why come we had to bring Duggar in here to do that game. So
absolutely. And of course, Marshall coming off of a loss last week against the Olney Tigers, 48-24. The Paris Tigers were victorious down at Hillsboro. Should say over at Hillsboro.
Yep.
But that's always a tough team. They play a lot of great competition in that conference that they're in, Liddy, and we walked out of there with a 3-0 win.
Well, we could have scored, I thought, there at the end of the first half. We had it down like on the 4-yard line. I think it was 4th and 1, and I thought we should have went ahead and kicked the field goal in, and that would have put us up 3-0 going into halftime.
Right.
But nonetheless, we didn't, and it took us to the last 30 seconds of the game before we scored. So, but it's still a W in the score column, so that's all that matters.
Right. And, you know, Lenny, I was looking at something about Mount Carmel. They have only allowed their opponents 20-some points through 5 games, if you add them all up, 6, 7. I think the most that anybody has scored against them was 14. And so Mount Carmel is loaded. We'll have them a couple of weeks from now here at home, and that's going to be a very, very tough game. So anyway, recapping a little bit last week, Newton won over Red Hill 32-8, Olney over Marshall 48-24, and KZ Westfield over Robinson 29-0. And Lenny and I just told you about the Hillsboro game where Paris won 3-0 in a very hard defensive, hard-fought battle that was.
Our defense hadn't gave up a point in the last 2 games, so our defense is still pretty strong. So we'll see what shakes out tonight. Hopefully our defense will still be solid, and our offense can put some points on the board tonight. So
right. Got pretty quiet here, but I want to run down some of the Marshall starters for you tonight. Running back is going to be Kaiden Boyer, and he is a 150-pound sophomore. The other running back is Nathan Swan, a 6'1", 180 senior. Starting at quarterback will be Calvin Liffix, a 6'1", 165 senior. And the wide receivers will be Logan Metzger, a 185-pound senior. And Garrett Lake, another wide receiver at 5'10", junior at 175. And Ethan Hendricks lines out the receiving core at wide receiver at 5'9", junior, 120-pounder. Thanks to Lenny Irwin for getting that information for me. He's a good color man for sure. When he can, he takes care of me, believe me.
Well, I was taught by the best, and you taught me everything, so it's a good team. It's good to have you back up in the box with us tonight. I filled it in for Clay. Clay's out of town, and BJ's busy with DJ and some stuff with Danny Wayne. So
right. And we wish Jim Blue. He's had some health issues, and we hope that he gets well soon. He can get back on the airwaves also from time to time. But anyway, it's nice to be back with you this evening, Lenny, and I look forward to pretty good game. I know Marshall's 0-5. These are the kind of teams that can scare you.
They can, and they can sneak up on you because if you overlook them, I mean, any given night, anybody can beat anybody. So
they can, and the thing about it is when you are playing a team like Marshall, it's just like in basketball or any sport really. When you got a rivalry kind of going, you know, like we did with Charleston, and we always have had with Marshall in basketball and football, you can't just count them out because they got nothing to lose tonight coming in here. And Paris has a lot to lose because we win a couple more games. We might make the playoffs, but it's nothing for sure with 5 wins anymore.
Yep.
It's all done on a point system. So basically the Tigers are looking to try to win out here. And this game tonight would be big because that'd give them the 4th win with 3 games remaining.
Yep, definitely.
So, you know, it's a big game tonight. But nonetheless, I think the Paris Tigers are ready for it. And I do want to report to you this week the young Tigers, the JV, who was 4-0 going into this ball game Monday night. They took on the Charleston Trojans over at Charleston Field. And Paris Young Tigers walked out of there with a 30-28 loss.
Oh,
wow. Their first loss of the season. They were in that ball game all the way. They got behind early, but they fought and scratched, and we missed a 2-point conversion try with no time left on the clock. Not much time anyway to do much, and so we missed that, and that was really the ball game there,
wow.
Lenny. But those 14 kids that are dressed for the JV, I'm telling you what, they have to go both ways, a lot of them, and hats off to the JV squad this year. They've done an outstanding job.
Well, they have. And a lot of those JV squads are playing up here on the varsity level too. So, you know, that's just bodes good for your program because they're getting experience on Monday night, and then they turn back around on Friday night. Even the ones that don't get to play a whole lot, they're still dressing. They're still getting the atmosphere of Friday night excitement. And on some of the blowout games, I know they played a lot in that Duggar game, so that's good that they're getting their feet wet.
Yeah, and, you know, we want to thank Duggar again for coming over here and on such short notice and filling in on that game. Yes, the Tigers, you know, could have pretty easily just taken a forfeit, but I like that. I like it when you can try to get another game, and, you know, they took it on the chin from us, but I'll tell you what, they were good sports about it.
Exactly.
And,
hats off to them for coming up. And
right.
I talked to one of their assistants on the way out, and he thanked me for having them up here because he said they wouldn't have played otherwise. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can never – what do you take away from a 60-0 game? You know what I'm saying? We've been in those shoes before down the road. And, you know, you can always find something positive that did come out of that ball game, whether it helps you in the future. You know, people are thinking right now, well, how can a 60-0 loss help you in the future? Well, maybe something that you did in that game to stop somebody from scoring or whatever will carry on, you know. You learn a lot playing football.
A lot of the underclassmen got to play in that game, so they got some experience, some varsity game time experience that they probably otherwise wouldn't have had. So, you know, that just helps build your program.
Well, we've got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds before the beginning of the ball game, and so we don't know if they'll put more time. I kind of doubt it at the start of the ball game, but we're going to take a 2-minute break. And then we'll be back here on the Paris Sports Network.
Country Financial representatives Mark Gladding, Jim Blue, Katie Schopfmeyer, and Dan Phipps proudly support our student athletes. Give them a call at 465-8320 or stop by their office at 802 North Main Street in Paris. Diamond Brothers Insurance, LLC has been providing security and peace of mind for individuals, businesses, and government entities for over 150 years. Their agency philosophy is to serve their communities with excellent service, advanced technology, and comprehensive insurance protection. Visit any of their 44 locations throughout the state of Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. You can give them a call at 465-5041 or stop by 111 Sheriff Street in Paris.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium. I'm Jim Taylor, Lenny Irwin alongside to bring you the action tonight between the Paris Tigers and the Marshall Lions. Lenny, I don't have any other injuries that's new to report, on the Paris Tigers. So
No, I think we're getting pretty healthy, so hopefully anyway. I know Eli played a lot last week, and the only one I've seen that's injured is Nugent. He's out there on crutches. Got that ankle all still wrapped up in a cast, so hopefully at least he'll be ready to go for basketball season.
And Nick Moeller is back 100%, I understand, so that's good to see also. But starting in the backfield tonight is one of the big guys, Brian Kohlmeyer. He gets a lot of carries normally, a 190-pound senior. And, the keys to the game, and one of my keys, Lenny, tonight is run the ball, until they stop you.
Yeah, exactly.
And Paris has shown that they can pound that rock pretty well, and I think that's going to be one of the great keys to the game. The other key is, of course, is to come out and cover your kickoffs, and cover your punt returns, and things like that, because special teams, I think, could play an important role in tonight's ball game as a second key.
Well, that's what cost us that one loss. We didn't have our kicker, and we went for a 2-point conversion in that, I believe it was the second game. Well, maybe, it was the second game when we lost to Casey.
I believe it was,
32-30, because we went for the 2-point conversion instead of, if we'd have kicked the extra point earlier, we might have, who knows, but.
Nonetheless, we're just about set to go here.
Yep.
And I believe that the Paris Tigers are going to receive for a change. Well, no, we're gonna kick. I believe.
Off, yeah.
We sure are. So kicking the ball will be Landon Ingram, and Marshall will be back deep to receive.
A lot of pink out there tonight on the Paris Tigers, as this is Cancer Awareness Month, and
absolutely.
Cheerleaders, they all got pink ribbons in their hair. A lot of the boys got pink socks, pink armbands. Some of them even got pink gloves on. So
here we go. The kick is in the air. Coming down, Marshall. They receive it at about the 15, up across the 20, the 25. Still on his feet.
Oh, what a tackle by Moeller.
Great tackle by Nick Moeller there. Pick up the ball carrier for you here shortly.
There's number 8. That's Nathan Swan. He's a running back for the Lions. So.
Right. Nathan Swan with the return. Return of about 10 yards. So Marshall going to start out the game offensively here. Paris on defense.
Looks like the ball's going to be right about the 26-yard line.
Yes. So 1st and 10, Marshall Lions, as Calvin Libbix will set him down. Straight I formation. Quick pitch goes left, and now a pass, a halfback pass, and it's short and intercepted by the Tigers. Norman Phillips still on his feet, going down the sideline, and is brought down near the 25. We'll have to see where they mark at, but that pass just never had a chance, Lenny.
No, it didn't. It was short all the way, and Phillips read it. And just like you said, he was like he was playing center field out there almost.
So a little razzle-dazzle out of Marshall on the first play of the ball game. And the Paris Tigers intercept it thanks to Norman Phillips. And it will be 1st and 10 Tigers. Phillips, one of the wide receivers tonight. Of course, starting at quarterback, Mr. Steady, Ethan Dick. In the backfield with him right now is Eli Board. Phillips to one side, Moore to the other. Ball is snapped low, picked up by the quarterback, Dick, and he has to run it right up the middle for positive yardage.
It looks like he picked up about 3, maybe 4.
4-yard gain, we'll call it. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Tigers. Trey Lee, he checks out. So I think they may be rotating the plays in and out tonight as Braden Atkinson just came in. That would be a switch.
It would be.
Dick in the shotgun. Keeps it himself. Goes up the middle. He's got the first down. Hard runner, Ethan Dick. Inside the 10. 1st and goal, Paris Tigers. Tigers bring him out. Double wide outs, short side of the field. Phillips by himself, long side. Oh, snap over the head of the quarterback. Eli Board picks it up, and he's still on his feet. Keeps them legs turning and almost gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 10.
Just about did, but.
So 2 snaps, Lenny. One went too high and one went too low, so we're going to have to clean that up a little bit.
Definitely. You got to have a good exchange between the center and the quarterback, and luckily Eli was back there and aware of what happened, and like you said, almost got back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of a couple.
So Claude is using the players tonight to bring the plays in, and that should help you, not be so rushed second-wise.
Looks like an empty backfield.
High snap again, but the handoff to Norman Phillips on the end around. He's close to the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Norman Phillips from 10 yards out. And Paris on top, 6-0. As we get set for the point after. So that score came at 9:33 left in the first quarter off of a turnover. Interception by Paris. And they moved the ball 25 yards for the score. And now the point after by Landon Ingram. The snap is good. It's down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And the Paris Tigers lead 7-0 with 9:33 left to play first quarter. We're going to take a break here on the Paris Sports Network.
Tom Carroll and his family and staff at Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home are dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports all Paris Tiger athletes.
So Paris Tigers score, Lenny, with 9:33 left, and the point after was good, 7-0.
I like that call too. Phillips is the one that intercepted the pass and got us down there, and they kind of rewarded him, giving him the ball on the end around and let him score the touchdown. So,
absolutely. So the Tigers getting set to kick off here. You're listening to Paris Sports Network, representing a proud tradition of Paris sports. As Landon Ingram will get set to kick. Good crowd on hand here for this ball game. Marshall faithful and the Paris faithful. Ingram set to put the boot into it, and he does. It's a low kick along the ground, being swamped by number 14 there as he lands on the ball. That's Ethan Hendricks. So good field position for the Paris Tigers as far as defensively goes, as Marshall's going to start right at about the
31.
31.
Yep. That's where they set it anyway, so
let's see what Marshall comes up with this time. They started the game off with an interception, tried a halfback pass out of the power I formation on the first play of the game. As Calvin Livick's taking a lot of time in the huddle. They make it up to the line, and the Lions are set to go. 1st and 10 from their own 31. The Marshall Lions trail 7-0 to Paris. Snap to Livix. Pass to number 5. Makes the catch. Nope, incomplete. Logan Metzger had it for a second, but couldn't hang on, Lenny.
Oh, I don't know. They still marked it there.
They marked it? Okay. I thought that he waved his hands crossways, and I didn't think maybe the other official overruled him.
Must have.
So it is a catch and a first down for the Lions. Metzger, 185-pound senior. As Livix in the shotgun, single back, looks downfield, another pass play. Goes out to number 9, I believe it is. Nope, that's number 8. I believe it was Swan. Marshall's numbers are very small in the front, Lenny.
Yeah, they are.
Tell you what, let's check that, because I think it was Garrett Lake that made that catch, Lenny.
That works for me.
Didn't pick up anything, but. So 1st and 10, Marshall. Snap, there's the pitch. Run around the right side and knocked out of bounds is number 8, and that is Nathan Swan.
You got about 4 on it, 4.5.
2nd down, Marshall Lions. Beautiful night for football. Nice to have you listening in to the Paris Sports Network tonight. Paris Tigers, Marshall Lions. Many, many years down the road we played these guys.
That's for sure.
A lot of ball games. Livix in the shotgun, single back. Back pass. Nice pass out into the flat. Nice little screen play, and it's going to be a first down, I believe, for Marshall, depending on the spot, as the catch was made by Metzger.
Now you only got about a yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Okay. Third and 5, as Lenny tells you. Clock running with 8:23 left in the first quarter. Marshall in Paris territory at the 39. Livix back to pass, looking downfield. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Lake. Garrett Lake, the intended receiver. Lake, a 175-pound, 5'10" junior. Through his hands, bring up 4th down and 5. So Tiger defense, hold here, will take over. That's what we're hoping for.
That definitely. Like I said, though, Marshall's been able to move the ball and put points on the board this year. It's not like they've been shut out.
Right.
They've just come up short on the scoreboard at the end of the game.
Paris jumps.
That's. I'm not sure it's going to be enough for a first down, but it's going to make it a whole lot closer.
Sure is. Yep. Number 50 there got a little bit anxious. Mason Boatman.
I guess it is first down, so.
So first and 10.
I knew it was going to be awful close.
Ball's on the 29-yard line now of Paris as Marshall breaks the huddle. Using a single back formation, number 5 in the slot, gets the pass play to him, and still on his feet, rambles for 7 or 8 there. Let's see where they spot it. Maybe not that many.
You got about 6.5, 7. I'm going to give him 7.
Bring up 2nd and 3 for the Lions. They've showed some spurts tonight that they can move the ball a little bit, especially through the air. as Livick sets him down. Single back, there goes the pitch. It's number 8 with the run. That's Nathan Swan.
And they strung it out, and he might have got a yard or two out of it, but
should bring up third down and about 3. Be a long 3. 2 down territory for the Marshall Lions.
well, you would think so.
Libbix brings them up. Twins right. Keeps it himself. And boy, somebody reached in there to try to get the ball.
Big Logan Bartley.
Nice tackle. Actually lost about a yard or two, Lenny. Gonna bring up 4th down. Lions coming in with the play. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. First quarter, Paris leading 7-0 in case you just joined us. Calvin Livix with the count. Man in motion. Livix keeps it himself. Starts the left side, cuts it back to the inside, still on his feet.
I think he got the first down.
Believe he did, Lenny. Yeah, where they're marking it, it's a gain of 6, so they got it. Crowd pretty quiet here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it is.
As Libbix gets the play called into him.
First and 10 from the 21.
5 and change left here in the first quarter as Libbix calls out the signals. In motion is Metzke. Back to pass. Oh, wide open.
Wide open.
Walks into the end zone. And that's number 5, Logan Metzger. So 7-6. Tigers' lead is cut into. Well, Libbix, a senior, is showing a pretty good arm, Lenny.
Yeah, he is.
They're short passes, but they turn him into pretty good gains.
Well, I've got him 5 out of 6 for 52 yards and that 1 touchdown now. So.
And the kick is blocked. That attempt by Calvin Liffix. And a good block there. And I think Kohlmeyer got his hand on it. Score is 7-6. Paris Tigers lead is 1. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Paris Sports Network.
Cargill Dry Corn Ingredients, located on the west side of Paris. We believe the world eats better when we eat together. That's Cargill, helping the world thrive.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium. I'm Jim Taylor, Lenny Irwin alongside as the Paris Tigers lead is cut into 7-6. Extra point was missed, blocked by the Paris Tigers. And so we're set for kickoff here shortly. Marshall will be kicking off to the Paris Tigers. Tigers going from the south end to the north, right to left on the screen. And Marshall from the north to the south to the left on the screen. Marshall dressed in their red and white uniforms with the red letters. Tigers with the black uniforms and the orange trim and orange letters.
Well, it looks like number 7 going back deep, Norman Phillips. Be your deep man. Looks like maybe Atkinson and Kohlmeyer. I guess maybe it's going to be Christian Miller and Kohlmeyer be the 2 up backs.
Okay.
Atkinson's going back to be beside Phillips. So.
All right. We'll pick up this kicker's number here in a minute, but I think it's Livix. It is Livix. I'm pretty sure.
He's got her teed up almost straight up and down. Most of them have them angled a little bit, but this one's pretty well straight up and down. So
kind of a high kick coming down to Miller. He'll start it at the 30-yard line. He's across the 35, still on his feet.
Oh, man, we got a hold
nice,
back there.
Nice block, but a flag on the play as Miller goes out of bounds at midfield.
The hold was way after the fact, too, so it really wasn't even necessary. So
no, that was very slow play producing anything, Lenny, but Miller followed his blockers.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Christian did a good job because he waited for the wall to set up, and then when he broke it over here to the left side, he just, like you said, he just followed his blockers, but nonetheless, it's all going to go back for nothing. So.
And I believe that's just the second penalty against Paris, second penalty of the game, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back against the Tigers, so that'll cost us 10.
5:32 left, first quarter. Paris Tigers leading 7-6. As Paris going to set him down, send Norman Phillips to the wide side of the field. Trey Lee on the short side. Single back formation. Dick, high snap, hands it off. Kohlmeyer, and he's loose. He may go.
They're going to catch him, but he picked up a big gain anyway. Good job. Oh, man, are you kidding me?
Livix with the tackle.
They threw a flag, though. I'm wondering if they're going to get Kohlmeyer for spiking the ball like he did.
Yeah, it's possible. Waiting for the call here.
They're going to mark it off against Paris.
Unsportsmanlike. You hit that one right.
As soon as I seen him spike it, that flag come out, and I knew that's what they were going to do. 15-yard penalty. So.
Yeah, I had a coach tell me one time in a post-game interview, you know, those wouldn't happen, but we watch too much pro sports.
Yep, you're right.
Nathan Atkinson comes into the ball game for Trey Lee as they're rotating plays in and out tonight, Lenny. I don't know what they did down at Hillsboro. I don't think they did, but they're picking up a lot of time because we're getting out of the huddles now. Sometimes when the clock's running, we still have 20 seconds left, you know, to get that play off.
Well, Kohlmeyer had a huge gain, but
yes, he did.
He still, even after the penalty, he's still going to net a pretty good gain, though.
I think we had a Marshall player that had some equipment problems, and they let him get off the field. Man in motion's Atkinson, another high snap. And we got a flag, and I think this is going to be a legal procedure against Paris here. We had too many people in motion. Yep. I don't know about these high snaps, Lenny.
Yeah.
I think quarterback needs to get together with the center here on the sideline.
I've seen them practicing over here on the side. They had a couple different guys practice. I seen Will Moody practicing, and then I seen 67 Cade Williamson over here practicing. So I'm not sure who's actually doing the snapping right at the moment.
Atkinson again in motion, and he'll carry the ball. Oh, he's got some running room.
Might be gone.
He's across the 40 to the 30 to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Braden Atkinson. And that was from our own 28-yard line, I believe, Lenny. Wow.
I think it was from our 32.
Okay.
Yeah. So
they had already moved the markers.
Yeah. So let's see, it'd be 50, 60, 68-yard run.
Wow. Braden Atkinson with the Paris touchdown, and now the point after by Landon Ingram. And it is up and good. So our score is now 14 Paris, the Marshall Lions 6. We'll be back on the Paris Sports Network.
Farm Credit Illinois supports communities, farm families, and agriculture with constructive credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Helping farm families succeed, that's Farm Credit Illinois.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium, 14-6. Our score is Braden Atkinson, Lenny, just lit up the crowd a little bit here with that run.
Well, they must have seen something in the films, because we haven't hardly run the end around at all this year to speak of, and that's twice tonight we've done it already. Once to Phillips for the touchdown and once to Atkinson there for that touchdown. So
the Paris Tigers huddling up here as will be set to kick off to the Marshall Lions. Exciting football tonight now the Paris Tigers.
Yeah, it might end up being a shootout.
The way it's going, it could be. As Landon Ingram set to kick off for Paris. Well, you just can't beat this weather tonight, Lenny, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you. We've been blessed, that's for sure. It's been nice all week. Got some golf in on Monday, went back out Wednesday evening, played 9 more holes. So
awesome. And here is the kick. High, long kick
Boom,
by Landon.
one.
Picked up at the 10-yard line on the run back, and he's not going to get too far.
No, he's not. No, he's struggling.
Struggling to get up, isn't he?
That was number 8, Swan again.
Swan. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Marshall. Good kick by Ingram.
He's staying in the huddle, but I bet they don't want to call his number right now.
I think he felt that hit.
Yeah, he did. Got it right back out to the 20, though, so 10-yard return.
Marshall rotating the plays in and out, too, with players. The only thing that Coach Claude's doing different tonight with that rotation, Lenny, is he still has the last word. If he sees the alignment and he don't like it, he can call another play. And I think he's done that a couple of times. Back to pass is Livix. Out into the flat again. Still on his feet, close to the first down.
Metzger the catch.
Over on the far side of the field, Logan Metzger.
See where they're going to spot it.
I think he's short.
Yeah, it looks like
shorter
about
than I thought.
7. Looks like about 7.
Bring up 2nd and 3 for the Marshall Lions. Tigers do some shifting around on defense. Single back formation. Libbick's back to pass, looking downfield over the middle. And nice defensive play by Braden Atkinson.
That was intended for number 7. Caden
Matsky.
Yep.
Not many running plays out of the Marshall Lions tonight,
Not
Lenny.
too many, no. Swan's carried it twice, and Livix has carried it twice. Everything else has been through the air. I've got him 6 out of 7 for 59 yards through the air.
And it's not that the Tigers are not trying to put pressure on Livix, but, you know, he gets rid of the ball pretty quick. And they haven't been able to get back there to reach him yet. Livix on the count. Back to pass. Quick pass again, and it's incomplete. Intended for Swan. Or Garrett Lake, I guess it was intended for. That 6 looks too much like an 8 for me,
It does
Lenny.
sometimes, yeah. Especially if the shirt's wrinkled just a little bit. Well, the Tiger defense is stiffened so far. It's going to bring up 4th and 3. looks like maybe they're going to go for it.
4th
Well,
and 3.
maybe not. Looks like maybe they got a punter back now.
Back to receive, I believe, is Moeller. Though barely got the
barely
kick
got
off,
it off,
and
and
it's a short
not
kick.
good.
And it's going to be whistled at the Marshall 42-yard line. So Paris, good field position again. There's still 4:12 left in this first quarter. See what the Tigers decide to go with on this series. So far, it's been a couple of surprises. Like you say, that end around play.
Yeah,
Tried
like I
it
said.
twice.
And we scored
Scored.
twice with it.
Yeah.
And I think we've run it maybe once or twice all year up to this point. So
Eli Board is the single back this time for Ethan Dick. Lee in motion. Back to pass is Ethan Dick looking downfield, got a wide open
and he couldn't hang
receiver.
on.
And that was Nick Moeller, and it went in his hands and out.
Man, he had it right there, like you said, Jim, in and out of his hands. And
Wow.
he was wide open.
That
Good.
was pay dirt.
Yeah, it was. That was a good call.
Kohlmeyer back in and Curl coming back in offensively. And Braden Atkinson checking in. So the Tigers doing quite a bit of rotating in that backfield and some of the wide receivers tonight, Lenny.
That we are. Looks like Kohlmeyer is going to be the back this time beside Dick.
And he gets it right up the middle. He goes, still churning them legs, and he's just short of a first down. About a yard short.
Looks like, like you said, Jim's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
As Trey Lee checks in now with the play. Now we're in that twin back. Hand off up the middle. I thought that was Curl carrying it, but no, it was Kohlmeyer. So 1st and 10, Paris Tigers. Atkinson brings in the play. If you see him stop and look at Clodfelder, it could be a change play, but they didn't this time. Dick with it. He's going to run around the left side, quarterback keeper. Picked up a couple. Bring up 2nd down in Marshall territory are the Paris Tigers, leading 14-6. Kohlmeyer, the single back. Dick keeps it himself right up the middle. Good gain by Dick.
I think he got the first down. Yep.
Ball spotted at the 14, Lenny.
Well, this drive started at the Marshall 41, so.
But see, we're busting the huddle now, Lenny, with 20 seconds or more left, and that's kind of good to see.
It is, yeah.
Dick ready to call out the signals. Kohlmeyer with the carry right up the middle. Got some running room. He may score.
Flag.
A flag on the play. Don't go anywhere. Flag on the play. That looked to be on the defensive side of the field, though.
It definitely came from the back, Judge, so I haven't seen a signal yet, so I'm
Have not. Face mask against Marshall, so declined, and the score will stand.
Yep.
Kohlmeyer makes it 20-6, Paris.
okay. So
I believe it was an 8-yard run, Lenny. I'm not positive, but
13, I
13,
think.
okay. And now Landon Ingram for the point after. And it is good. Perfect on the night. Landon Ingram 3 for 3, and it's 21-6. Paris Tigers leading the Marshall Lions. We'll be back in 30 on Paris Sports
Our
Network.
affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium as Kohlmeyer scores the touchdown. The point after is good by Ingram. 13-yard run by Kohlmeyer makes it 21-6. Paris Tigers leading the Marshall Lions. And just to tell you about next week's schedule here for the Paris Tigers, we'll be traveling down to East Richland High School in Olney to take on the Olney Tigers. And that'll be a 7 o'clock ball game next Friday night. And that could end up being a pretty big game too, Lenny. And we went down before looking pretty good at Olney, and they've always played us tough.
They do, yeah. I guess they marked off that 5-yard penalty for the inadvertent face mask on the kickoff, so
Ingram set the kick.
he's going to kick from the 45 this time instead of the 40.
And the kick going to the other side of the field this time, and picking it up, I believe, is Garrett Lake. And he's up across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Maybe just shy of the 35.
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 34. Well, this will be Marshall's 4th time with the ball. They've scored once.
Marshall breaks the huddle. They'll send Ethan Hendricks out to the left side. Short side of the field will be Swan as Livick sets him down. Looking downfield.
Almost picked off, but then
Almost picked.
Marshall ends up catching it.
And they get a first down.
Yeah, they do.
Wow. Tell you what, I thought Atkinson had that
I
one.
did too. I'm not sure who caught the ball though.
Pretty sure it was Hendricks, Lenny. Ethan Hendricks, number 14, I believe, was
Okay.
the receiver.
Well, that works for me.
When they're working on that far side of the field like that, it's awful hard to pick that number up. Or for my eyes, it is. Hendricks out to this side this time. As Libbix calls out the signals. Quick pitch. This is the one they ran earlier, and they've got a first down.
That was Swan.
Pickup of 11. They've run that play a couple of times. Both times it's been pretty good for them. Nothing fancy, just a quick pitch, and they cut it back inside every time.
Let him pick the hole, and because he could bust it in or out.
So Libbix got the Lions set down at the line. He'll keep it himself this time. Cuts it back up the middle. Good positive yardage for Libbix. A host of Tigers there.
Yep.
Kohlmeyer hitting him first.
Got about 6, though.
Also Mason Boatman in on that tackle.
Bartley checks out, and number 65, Camden Crowder, comes in for him.
Matsky out to the right this time. Quick pitch again. That's to number 8. That's Nathan Swan.
It's going to be real close to first. Yeah. I think they moved it back about a half a yard, so it's going to be
third and a yard.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the first quarter. While the teams switch sides of the field, we'll take a quick break on the Paris Sports Network.
Great Heart Seed is dedicated to providing the American farmer with the most profitable corn, soybean, wheat, and alfalfa lines. Their vision is to work on your farm, helping you build higher yields and bigger profits. Contact them at 465-4132. Great Heart, great yields.
Thank you and welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium. Our score, Paris 21, the Marshall Lions 6, as we're set to go into second quarter action. And Lenny and I were talking off the air, quite a bit of scoring for a first quarter for the Paris Tigers.
Well, the Tigers scored 3 times, and Marshall scored once, so there's 4 scores in that first quarter. So 7 o'clock kickoff. It took almost 40 minutes to play that first quarter.
But I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I am glad to see the Tigers leaving themselves a lot more time to get that playoff, because when you're coming out of that huddle and you're standing there and you're waiting
to get the play called in to you.
Sometimes you get called for, delay a game so many times, and tonight we're not having that problem at all. So Marshall with the ball at the 31-yard line of Paris as we begin second quarter action. Nice to have you on Paris Sports Network tonight. Pass out to the flat once again. That has worked for them, but not this time.
Not this time. They lost a couple on that one.
Pass was for Matsky.
It was complete, but they lost a couple yards on it.
So fourth down and 3. We'll call it almost 4. As Marshall breaks the huddle. The lone back's going to be Nathan Swan this time. Be looking for Libby's maybe. Oh, he's looking downfield, and this time he's going to get sacked.
Oh, the whistle was blown dead, I think, before he shuffled it forward.
Yeah, he shoveled it forward, but the whistle already blew.
The official blew it, yeah.
So the Tigers will take over. Good defense that time. At least that time we're finally putting the hands on Libby's a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
Because he's had time to throw, but they're all short passes out into the flat, screen passes.
Okay, so Paris is going to take over on the 44-yard line.
Trey Lee is split out to the long side of the field. Short side, Norman Phillips. We got Eli Board as the back, 3 backs this time. Handoff, second man through, pickup of about 5.
Colmeyer.
Colmeyer with 5. As Atkinson brings the play in for Paris. I see Eli Board kind of crack one up the middle right now.
He's definitely capable. He's the deep back.
And here it is, right up the middle. Eli Board, first down. Picked up almost 10, Lenny, but I'm not sure.
I give him 9.
All right. Now Trey Lee will come in with the play. 10:09 before the halftime break. Lee works the short side of the field. Norman Phillips on the other. Fake handoff, Kohlmeyer keeping it as Ethan Dick.
Yeah, I think he dropped the snap again because that play didn't develop like it should have.
It looked like it was going to be an inside handoff to
I think
Kohlmeyer.
It was intended to, but after he dropped the snap, luckily it bounced right back up to him, so I think he just kept it himself.
So we turned it into positive yardage, 2nd and 6. As Atkinson brings in the play. Play clock down to 15, so still plenty of time for Paris to get this play off. Dick out of the shotgun. Handoff right up the middle. Eli Board still driving them feet. Going to come up short, but positive yardage for Eli. Good to see him back in there because between him and Kohlmeyer on them short runs that we need for them first downs and stuff, those guys are great at that. They do a good job.
Curl and Board both come out this time, so I'm guessing we're only going to have one back in the backfield with Dick.
Yeah, it's going to be Kohlmeyer. Four receivers out. Haven't seen this one tonight. Up the middle goes Dick. He's got the first down. Made a nice fake handoff to Kohlmeyer, and it kind of froze that linebacker.
It did, yeah. First down from the 30.
Paris leading 21-6. Looking for that 4th win this year. Kohlmeyer again, the single back. Dick, good snap that time. Screen pass out to the left, out in the flat. Norman Phillips may soar.
Yep.
And he does. He cut it back to the inside. And Norman Phillips with the touchdown. Right at the 30, wasn't it, Lenny?
Yep.
30-yard pass play from Dick to Norman Phillips for the score. And it's 27-6. Paris Tigers lead as Landon Ingram for the point after. Snap's good, it's down, the kick is up, and is good by Landon Ingram. 28-6, the Paris Tigers rolling right now here in the first half over the Marshall Lions. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Paris Sports
Church
Network.
Insurance is an independent agency specializing in home and auto, life and health, as well as business and farm insurance. For over 100 years, Church Insurance has been servicing Edgar and surrounding counties. Stop by their office at 116 East Court Street and talk to Bruce, Ann, or Tay, and let them take care of your insurance needs. You can also give them a call at 465-4022 or visit their website at churchinsagency.com.
Welcome back to the Paris Sports Network. I'm Jim Taylor, Lenny Irwin alongside. And Lenny, we talked off the air before the game ever started, and we thought this might be a high-scoring ball game, and it's looking that way, but it's definitely the Paris Tigers doing the scoring.
Pretty much, yeah. I noticed the girls are getting a lot better at their push-ups, too.
These girls had to crank 60 of those out.
Yeah, they did the other day against Duggar.
And they all made it, too. I was watching that. That was pretty cool. So Landon Ingram set to put the foot into it. Back deep will be Lake and also Garrett Lake and number 8, Nathan Swan. And the kick, high one this time, going over to Swan's side of the field. Cuts it back to the middle, now back outside. Got some running room across midfield, still on his feet, and he steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Paris. Nice job that time by Nathan Swan. 6'1", 180-pound senior.
Marshall will have a short field to work with this time, so they're starting in Paris territory. They've been able to move the football. They just haven't put any points on the board to show for it except for that first touchdown.
So from the 41 of Paris, Marshall will set him down. Libick's the quarterback, calls out the signals, man in motion. And he'll keep it himself, cuts it back into the middle where he's found some pretty good running room tonight.
Picked up about 6.
Pick up a 6. Nice tackle by Ethan Curl on the play. Marshall breaks the huddle. The lone back is number 8, Nathan Swan. In motion is Lake. Quick pitch goes to Swan. Short side of the field's got the first down, still on his feet. No flag on the play. Going to be 1st and 10, Marshall. Marshall's getting some pretty good blocking out there on our defensive end, Lenny.
Yeah, they are.
And that's how they're double teaming that defensive end, and that's how Swan is able to turn that into positive yards by cutting it back in behind that blocker. Oops, there's a jump offside by Paris.
Yep, offside Paris.
So 1st and 5 for the Marshall Lions. Jared Boyle calls the play, the head coach for the Marshall Lions. Single receivers. Make that trips to the right. First time I've seen this look out of him, I think. Back to pass is Liffick. Looking into the end zone and over the outstretched hands. Metzger.
Yep.
He's been one of his favorite targets tonight.
He has been. He's thrown to him 6 times for 46 yards. So.
Going to bring up 2nd and 5, we'll call it. Got quiet here all of a sudden. Paris anticipating here that their defense is going to make a play right here.
Well, we need to. We don't want to give up any points right before the end of the half.
There's the quick pitch again to Swan. Stays outside this time, and I think he's got the first down. He's close. Depends on the spot.
Well, that's going to be just short, I guess. I was like you, Jim. I thought he had it, but it's going to be like 3rd and inches.
Yeah, 3rd and inches is right. Marshall, 16 seconds left on the play clock. Plenty of time to get this play off. Single back is Swan. Back to pass is Libick's looking downfield, close to the end zone and out of the hands that time, off the hands of the intended receiver, which was Metzger. Moeller made a nice play that time, Liddy. Got some fingers on it. defensively. So 4th and inches.
Right, Tiger fans, it's 4th down. Make some noise.
Be looking for Livix right here, I think, Lenny.
Yeah, probably. You would think, anyway. I mean, all you need is a yard.
Yep.
Not even a yard. You need about a foot, actually. But when you line up that deep in the backfield, sometimes that foot's hard to get.
Twin backs. Handoff, number
Flag.
5. That's Metzger.
I'm wondering if somebody on the line didn't jump.
See what the call is. Oh, he picked up the flag. No penalty.
Okay.
So it's 1st down, Marshall.
Well, I think they gave that ball to Metzger from the backfield.
Yeah, they did.
So
Metzger carried. So Swan will be the lone back this time. Colin Perrin into the ball game as a wide receiver. More of a blocker right there as he blocks for number 8, Nathan Swan. And a penalty marker is down this time. Probably going to be holding against Marshall is my call. And it is. Oh, illegal procedure.
Yep.
Legal procedure to call. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Marshall Lions. Ball resting at the Paris 21-yard line. Marshall looking to score their 2nd touchdown of the game as they trail 28-6. Livix, quick pitch again to Lake. Follows his blockers and didn't get a whole lot, but did turn it into positive yardage. Looks like he picked up about 2, Lenny.
Yeah.
3:40 left here before the halftime break. As Livix breaks the huddle. He's back by himself this time. A host of receivers out for the Marshall Lions. Short pass out into the flat. Positive yardage for Metzger. Logan Metzger. Pick up a 5, makes it 3rd down. Third down, call it 8. Marshall, a lot of time off the clock, Lenny,
Yeah, I was
on
say,
this drive.
They was a little over 7 minutes when they started this drive, and it's down to 2:30 now. So
The lone back will be Swan again.
now we got whistles for something. Marshall's going to take a timeout.
All right, we'll take one just as well. We'll be back here on the Paris Sports Network in 30 seconds.
For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium as our score, Paris 28, the Marshall Lions 6 with 2 minutes 30 seconds left in the first half. And Marshall looking at a 3rd down and 7, Lenny, is what's on the board there.
Yep, that's about what it looks like. Third, it's actually a long 7.
They've had some success with Libby's running the ball. They've had some success with Schwann running the ball on that quick pitch.
And then they've thrown the ball pretty much mainly all to Metzger, once to Lake and once to Hendricks.
So the Tigers would like to get a stop here. Of course, Marshall coming into this ball game tonight, 0-5. The Paris Tigers 3-2 on the season. And this would be a big win because we go on the road for a couple, and you never know what's going to happen, when you go on the road and play.
That's true. And we've been blessed with good weather, and that weather could turn at any point in time too. So
absolutely. I remember, we'll talk about that in a minute, the old Mud Bowl game down there at Aldney. Remember that?
Yep. I sure do.
We're set to go.
Looks like Swan's in the backfield with him.
And Libby's calls out the signals. Going to keep it himself. Thought about going outside, now cuts it back to the left side and makes it to the 10-yard line.
That's going to bring up 4th down, though, and it's still going to be about 3 or 4.
Good pursuit that time. Number 68 with the stop for the Paris Tigers. And that was Gabe Winans. Made the initial hit.
Game clock's down under 2 minutes now, so.
Yeah, it's been a long, sustained drive here by Marshall.
Yeah, and they started on the Paris 41.
And now we got whistles and another timeout, I believe. We're going to keep it right here with 1:43 left here in the first half.
Yeah, this is going to be a crucial play because it's 4th and a short 4. But if they don't get the first down, Paris is going to get the ball back with about a minute or so to go.
And if you're the Paris Tigers with this kind of lead, you're just going to keep it on the ground and
you would
hope
think,
for no turnover.
You would think.
Probably a lot of Ethan Dick carrying the ball. And Ethan does a good job carrying the ball.
Yeah, I've got him, what have I got him for? 6 carries for 34 yards.
Yep.
Colmeyer, I got 5 carries for 52. Eli Board's got 3 carries for 9. So.
Yeah, you can't beat a good running game when you got it going in the first half.
Well, we scored 3 touchdowns by the run and 1 touchdown by the pass.
So the Tigers set to go here defensively as they're waiting for the Marshall Lions to break the huddle, and they do. Once again, Swan is the single back for them. Metzger's out to the right side of the field by himself. Livix looking for Metzger. Looking. Gets by. He got the first down, Lenny.
Yeah, he did.
Nice run by Caleb Livix. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Marshall Lions with 1:43 left here in the first half. Sometimes, team scores just before half, which I'm not saying that they're going to do it because Paris can stiffen up the defense here, but sometimes it gives you a little bit of a drive going into that halftime.
Gives you some momentum, yep.
Receivers out to the left side. This is going to be Livix.
Oh, fumble!
Fumble, but he lays on the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he got her back, but.
That was a good hit there by Colmeyer coming out of the linebacker spot. That was a good time to call a blitz on that linebacker blitz.
Yep. He lost about 4 on that one, so.
Paris doesn't want him to score here before half.
Yeah, the game clock's down to 50 seconds now, so. The ball's right on the 10-yard line, so.
He's got Metzger out to the right side of the field, or the left side of the field, long side of the field, and he's looking for him, and there's the pass to Metzger. Let's see if he come up with it. It is a catch.
It looks like it's going to be on the 1-yard line.
Wow. 23 seconds, clock running. And we got timeout, Marshall. And we're going to send it for a quick 30, and we'll be back on the Paris Sports Network.
Lot 50 Brewing, located at 112 East Court Street, is the only brewing company in town. Bring your friends, family, or co-workers in for an evening of games, drinks, and conversation. Order food from other local restaurants or bring your own. Stop in and watch the owners, Bruce Young, Steve Combs, and Doug Smitkamp, work for you. Lot 50 is open Wednesday through Sunday. Check them out at lot50brewing.com.
A key play coming here for the Marshall Lions, Lenny, with 20 seconds left in the first half. They have the ball at the Paris 1-yard line here.
Yep, it's 3rd and goal from the 1. So
I got Marshall still with a timeout left if I've kept it right, but we'll see what happens here. They could run a couple of plays if it needed. I'd be very surprised if Livix don't carry this himself. Livix back to pass.
They got him.
And the
ball's loose, and
I think Paris is on it. Let's see if he motions it. Yes, it is. It's a fumble by Livix, recovered by the Paris Tigers with 14 seconds left in the first half. Wow, Lenny, that surprised me.
Yep.
Back to pass from the 1. It really did.
I'm like you, Jim. I thought sure he would run it.
Wow. We do have I thought we had a flag down, but it picked up. So the Tigers probably take a knee here.
Well, you would think. There's only 14 seconds, so we've already got the 28-6 lead, so big lead. So
okay, Dick is going into the shotgun. Kohlmeyer lines up in the slot. It's a handoff to Atkinson on that end around play, and nothing doing this time.
No, Marshall definitely read that one.
All the way back to the 4-yard line. Wow. And that's the end of the first half. Our score, the Paris Tigers 28, the Marshall Lions 6. We'll be back in a couple of minutes on your Paris Sports Network.
See Diamond Financial for all of your income tax needs. Ben Lucan has 30 years of income tax preparation experience. He and his well-trained staff can take care of all of your personal, corporate, partnership, trust, and not-for-profit tax returns. They'll also take care of all of your payroll and bookkeeping needs as well. See them at 208 East Jasper Street or call 465-8562. Golf season will be here before you know it, and Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Paris offers one of the preeminent courses in East Central Illinois and West Central Indiana. Their Wednesday night league will be starting up soon, but they also offer special services such as corporate events, receptions, and group lessons. Call 463-3434 or visit eagleridgeparis.com. Ingram's Waste Disposal offers residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor service, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Call Scott, Kathy, Mary Jo, or Bethany at 465-3335. Ingram Waste Disposal, proudly serving Edgar and Clark counties since 1950.
We are at halftime here at Paris Tiger Stadium. Our score, Paris 28 and the Marshall Lions 6. As Marshall was threatening to score there just before halftime. Livix coughed the ball up, and the Paris Tigers recovered the fumble. So we'll be back with a look at stats with Lenny Irwin in 2 minutes here on the Paris Sports Network.
Located at 500 West Jasper Street in Paris, Soleil Body Salon offers 5 lay-down and 1 stand-up tanning bed, as well as spray tan services. They also have a nail technician, an esthetician, and a hairstylist. Give Leslie and her staff a call at 465-7546. Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153.
All right, welcome back to the Paris Sports Network, where we are at halftime. Your Tigers on top of the Marshall Lions, 28-6. The band's getting set up for their halftime show, so before they start, or maybe during when they start, I'll go ahead and run down some stats for you. For the Marshall Lions, I've got quarterback Calvin Livix. I've got him unofficially 8 carries for 13 yards. Nathan Swan, I've got him 7 carries for 29. And I've got Logan Metzger, 1 carry for 5. Throwing the ball, Livix is 10 out of 14 for 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Phillips picked him off right there on the first play of the game on the halfback pass. And then Livix fumbled the ball right there at the end of the half, and Paris recovered. Catching the ball, I've got Metzger. I've got him 60 yards on 8 catches. I've got Garrett Lake 1 catch for 11, and Ethan Hendricks 1 catch for 14. Marshall's lone score came at 5:45 to go in the first quarter on a 21-yard pass from Livix to Metzger. And at that point in time, it was a football game, folks, because that made the score 7-6. The kick was blocked, and at that point, that's where we stood, 7-6. But now for your for your Paris Tigers, I've got Dick carried the ball 6 times for 34. Kohlmeyer carried the ball 5 times for 52. Boards carried the ball 3 times for 9. Phillips carried the ball once for 10. And Atkinson carried the ball once for 68. The Tigers have been penalized 5 times for 40 yards. Throwing the ball, Dick is 1 out of 2 for 30 yards and 1 touchdown. And that 1 catch was by Norman Phillips for the 30-yard touchdown pass. Recapping Paris' score, they opened it up right there in that first quarter with 9:33 to go, because Phillips picked off the first play of the game, and Paris took over on the Marshall 22 a couple plays later, and it was a touchdown for Paris on a 10-yard run by Phillips. The kick was good. Paris led 7-0. 4:43 to go in the first. It was a 68-yard run on the end around by Atkinson. The kick was good. Paris led 14-6. 1:37 to go still in the first quarter. It was a 13-yard run by Kohlmeyer. The kick again was good. Paris led 21-6. And then at 7:35 to go in the second quarter, it was a 30-yard pass from Dick to Phillips. The kick again was good. And Paris leads 28-6, and that's where we stand at halftime. Your Tigers on top of the Marshall Lions, 28-6.
All right, Lenny, thank you very much for all that information. And just in case you missed it earlier, the Paris Tigers next week will be at East Richland Olney High School for that game. So if you get a chance to come on down to Olney, do that. And if you can't, be listening right here on the Paris Sports Network. And other games next week is Lawrenceville at Robinson, Mount Carmel leading the Little Illini Conference 5-0 is at Newton. Red Hill is at Marshall. And, of course, as I said, Paris is at Olney. Games tomorrow in the Little Illini Conference. KZ Westfield is at Lawrenceville. Olney is at Mount Carmel. And Oblong is at Red Hill. I believe that game is still on because Red Hill just now started playing football. Last week was their very first game due to COVID and illness. So, nonetheless, we'll see what happens. The rest of the schedule for the Paris Tigers stacks out like this. Next week, I said, is Richland, Olney there, and then Robinson High School. That will be also there. And then Mount Carmel will be our last home game senior night, and that will be on October 22nd here. And that will be a big game. But right now you just take them one at a time, Lenny. Trying to get to that 5 or 6 win mark is ideal. I think we can do better than that with what we have left on the schedule. But that last game of the season is going to be a tough one.
It will definitely be a tough one.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to be looking at that game to try to make the playoffs. So hopefully we can get that done with these in these next 2 weeks. As Robinson down pretty much this year for sure, and along with Marshall. But you never can take anybody for granted on the road. You just can't do it.
You can't. You're right. And like you said, next week, Olney, that's irregardless what the records are, it's tough to play down there. We went down there before back in the Mick Roberts days thinking we were going to make the playoffs for sure. Got down there and got upset. And
I remember that. That was the Mud Bowl, wasn't it?
I think it was the Mud Bowl, yep.
That's what we called it anyway that night.
It rained that night.
Yeah, and Robinson Olney had a real small running back, and he would get in behind that line, and you couldn't even see him.
Yeah, he's only like 5'6", only weighed about 140 pounds or so, but like you said, he'd hide behind them big linemen, and nobody knew who even had the ball or where it was at. And next thing you know, he's plowing up through there for 15, 16 yards at a time, and they upset us. So
they definitely did. And also want to report to you the junior varsity ball club has a couple of good key games left also, in case you can catch them. Coming up this coming Monday, we will be at the young JV will be at Marshall. That game starts at 6:15. Then they're back home for Olney East Richland at 6:15 on the 11th. And then they wrap up their season on the 18th at home against the Robinson Maroons. That's the young JV. They stand at 4-1 on the year so far, and they've done an outstanding job. So we're going to take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back to talk more about this first half, and then looking forward to the second half action right here on the Paris Sports Network, representing a proud tradition of Paris sports.
Our pregame show is sponsored by White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548.
Welcome back to Paris Tigers Stadium. Our score, Paris 28, the Marshall Lions 6. And Lenny, as you look forward to the second half, if you're the Paris Tigers, you want to come out and keep doing the things that you're doing. They're starting to get to the quarterback a lot better than they did in that first quarter. And you got to put some pressure on him so it doesn't become so easy for him to complete them passes.
Exactly, and like you said, most of them have just been little swing passes out into the flat. Just, they'll take this one receiver from the one side, put him in motion, run him across to the other side, and then just flip a little 5-yarder out there to him. But he's already in motion, so he's already got a head of steam. And then he picks up a block or two behind him or in front of him, and then that little 5-yard pass turns into 12 or 15-yard gain. So that's been working so far for him.
Definitely if you're the Paris Tigers, you get that pressure on him, and then offensively it's going to take care of itself because we've been able to do just about anything, against them and turn them into positive yards so far in this ball game.
I think so.
And if you're Marshall in there, you're talking about making some changes, how to put some more pressure and fight through them blockers, to make those tackles instead of letting them go for big gains. Braden Atkinson had, I think, the biggest run of the game back in that first quarter, Lenny.
Yep, and 68-yarder.
Just had a lot of good blocking out in front of him, and then made a couple of good moves himself to read those blockers and, made it look easy. But it really wasn't that easy.
No, it definitely wasn't. But he did a good job of running, following his blockers and setting up some of his blocks because, he had to make some cuts and make some moves to come off those blocks, and that's just a sign of a good runner.
And then Christian Miller into the game at one time for
special teams,
and ran the ball back real well, and then it got called back because of a penalty. But we've had some real good runs in this ball game so far, and some good blocking, and you can't say enough about that. As the Paris band wraps up their performance at halftime, and it's been a real good show that they put on there at halftime this year.
Yep, they've been doing various songs from the Brick in the Wall album, Pink Floyd, for all those people back in my era.
Right.
They probably remember some of those songs. So, we're down to a minute 30 still in the halftime, and neither team's came back out of the locker room yet, so they're going to put the famous 3 minutes back on the clock. So
absolutely they will.
They always do. So.
Well, we're going to take another break here on the Paris Sports Network, and we'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Paris Sports Network.
Diamond Brothers Insurance, LLC has been providing security and peace of mind for individuals, businesses, and government entities for over 150 years. Their agency philosophy is to serve their communities with excellent service, advanced technology, and comprehensive insurance protection. Visit any of their 44 locations throughout the state of Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. You can give them a call at 465-5041 or stop by 111 Sheriff Street in Paris. Country Financial representatives Mark Gladding, Jim Blue, Katie Schopfmeyer, and Dan Phipps proudly support our student athletes. Give them a call at 465-8320 or stop by their office at 802 North Main Street in Paris. Tom Carroll and his family and staff at Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home are dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve. Sincerely caring for your family's needs, Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports all Paris Tiger athletes.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium. We are at halftime. And you were right, Lenny. They put a few minutes on the clock, and our score 28-6. The Paris Tigers leading the Marshall Lions as we head into the third quarter here shortly. And, you know, Lenny, a lot of good defensive line play or offensive line play tonight by the Paris Tigers, just controlling that front line of the Marshall Lions. And that's enabled us to get out on some of these good runs.
Oh, that it has. And, you know, the Tigers got a pretty decent line up there, whether it be offense or defense. We've got Cade Williamson. We've got Camden Crowder in there on the line.
Right.
You know, Jeb Fry's been in there some. Landon Ingram. Logan Bartley. Pinkston, he's a tight end. He does a lot of good blocking out there on the end.
And Gabe Winans, the junior, he's been in a lot of plays tonight, and that's good to see. And it's good to have Eli Board back in that backfield. He adds just another dimension for us.
That he does. And then you got Colmeyer, who's just Mr. Steady, Mr. Everett. He'll give you all he's got every play that he's in there on. And he goes both ways, offense and defense. And, you know, just – the kid's just hard-nosed. He just wants to play. So,
well, I remember that one game. It was the second game of the season against KZ Westfield. I mean, it was the Brian Colmeyer show.
Yeah, the second half. We didn't do much the first half, but
he just ran after run, you know, by himself. And you know, it's good to see now that we can mix it up enough that we got different people running the ball. Because Brian, I think, went through a little bit of a leg injury there, but he played through it. And because I talked to him once, and I saw him out on the street, and he said he got a little banged up in that KZ game, but he was able to play through it. So, you know, that was good. But now that you got so many guys that can carry that ball, it helps a lot more.
It definitely does. And like I said, Board, he was dinged up in that first game and hurt that shoulder again. I think he actually hurt it in pigskin preview, and then I think they call it the fall sports preview now. But anyway, he hurt his shoulder, and I think he went out in the first or second play of the first game, and he was out for a couple weeks. But I think he seems to be back pretty much 100% now. So.
And Nick Moeller coming along real well, too. I don't think we got him down for a carry tonight, and he probably won't, you know, because he's not 100% yet, but he's a lot better than he was. And,
he's been in on a couple pass plays, had that one pass play that probably would have went to the house had he went ahead and made the completion, but, man, it was just in his hands and just couldn't quite get control of it and dropped it.
But we're set to go as Libbix gets set to kick off to the Paris Tigers, who will receive the ball to start the third quarter. And there's the whistle, and we're set to go here on the Paris Sports Network. Nice to have you along for this second half this evening. Ball headed toward out of bounds.
Yep. See if they'll make them do it over or if we'll take it on the – I think we're just going to take it, probably up on about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see. They're still standing down there waiting to see what Paris is going to do, I believe. But I would just take it, like you said, Lenny, up here at the 40.
I think that's where I think they end up spotting it maybe at the 35. I don't know where they're going to spot it for sure. But
it's 35.
Yeah.
So Paris 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. See what the Tigers open up with here in the second half with a pretty good size lead, 28-6. Lone back's going to be Kohlmeyer. And Curl in the slot. Twin receivers long side of the field. Trey Lee working short side.
Comes a blitz.
Handoff Kohlmeyer.
That's a good call because we weren't right where
And
the
he's
blitzer
still on
came
his
from.
feet.
Stepped out of bounds.
That was a good call, Lenny, because the blitz was coming and Kohlmeyer with the draw play.
He went right back where the blitzer came from, so I think he picked up about 12 on the carry, maybe.
Yep. 1st and 10 Paris. Ball resting at the Paris 48-yard line. Third quarter just underway. As the Tigers break the huddle. Pinkston this time reports out to the long side of the field with Trey Lee. Handoff Kohlmeyer right up the middle and close to the first down depending on the spot. Yeah, this is what I had hoped to see him do, Lenny, right here out of the box for the third quarter, was just grind it out.
Yeah, he picked up 10.
So Kohlmeyer with 2 runs and 2 first downs, and now Board replaces him, and Atkinson comes in with the play. Long count this time. In motion's Atkinson. There's that end around play.
They faked it to him, and Dick kept it himself.
Good job by Dick. Looks like he maybe picked up about 5 on the play.
Yeah, he did.
Trey Lee checks in for Paris. Eli Board, single back this time for the Tigers. Handoff, inside handoff. Eli Board, close to the first down. I think he's short.
Yeah, I think he's going to be short. He got 4, though, needed about 5.5.
Kohlmeyer.
Kohlmeyer in this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's Kohlmeyer time.
Could be.
Or it might be Ethan Dick. He hasn't carried yet this third quarter.
Yeah, he did there just to play before Board.
Oh, that's right. He faked the handoff.
Yep.
Fakes it again. Keeps it himself. First down Paris, still on his feet. Down close to the 15-yard line. Ethan Dick does a good job, Lenny, of faking that handoff sometimes and kind of freezes the play a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
I think Ethan Dick, as senior, Lenny, has showed some good leadership and has gotten a lot better at this quarterback spot with 5 games under his belt. There's a handoff to Board.
Eli picked up about 3 that time, so be about 2nd and 7.
Yeah, you get some of those games under your belt as a quarterback. You learn some things.
Yep.
And
get a lot more confidence.
I can definitely see it out of him tonight.
Yep, for sure.
He's really been on. Twin backs this time. I believe Curl is one of them.
Phillips is one.
Phillips is one. No, that's Nick Muller. He's going to
Muller,
carry the ball close to the goal line, and he's in. Nick Muller. So Nick Muller with the score. Landon Ingram will do the point after. He's been perfect on the night, but I don't want to jinx him. And I wish I hadn't have said it. Snaps good, kicks up, and it's good. I didn't jinx him. 35-6, Paris with the lead. We're going to keep it right here and recap that last score as Nick Moeller check in at a running back and took that handoff and ran it in for the score for the Paris Tigers.
Well, I think it was on about the 14. That's what I'm giving him anyways, a 14-yard run.
I was going to say the 15, but you've got it better than I have, Lenny.
Well, I'm not 100% because they took it off the scoreboard before I actually looked to see.
Right. I understand.
I'm giving him a 14-yard touchdown run, though. So
Paris cheerleaders now doing 35 push-ups down in front of us. As Lenny told you earlier, Cancer Awareness Month, and the Tiger cheerleaders wearing the pink bows in the hair. As England set to kick off. Back deep will be Nathan Swan. We haven't seen much of Garrett Lake. And the kick is coming down. Kind of a short kick. Ran it back up to about the 40-yard line as the Marshall Lions.
See where they spot it. Looks like it's maybe going to be right on the 40, maybe.
Yeah, picking that ball up and running it back was 22, Lewis.
Yep, they're going to mark it short of the 40, so it's going to be about the 39. So.
First and 10, Marshall from their own 39-yard line, trailing by a bunch, 35-6 to the Paris Tigers. Livix calls out the signals. Man in motion is Matsky. It's a handoff around the right side. Got some running room down the sideline. And finally knocked out of bounds.
Atkinson saved a touchdown that time because Livix seen that end zone and he was headed for it.
Livix showed some speed.
Yeah, he picked up 36 yards on that carry.
And you know, Lenny, they have done a lot of running and a lot of their plays to the short side of the field tonight.
Yeah.
Just almost constantly. In motion, this time Livix will try the long side of the field as he cuts it back inside. Positive yardage for Caleb Liffig.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he got about 9 more that carry. Maybe 8. None? We'll see. Yeah, we'll give him 8. Scoreboard says second 2, so that's what I'll go with.
I don't know. You have to watch that ISIF guy on that board. Eh? No, he does a good job. The lone back, number 8, is Nathan Swan. And there's the pitch to Swan. Around the right side he goes. Host the Tigers tackle him out of bounds.
Yeah, he got the first down, though. So.
Penalty marker. I thought I saw it, but guess not. Seeing things, Lenny.
Yeah. That's going to be first and 10 from the 13.
Marshall looking to score their second touchdown tonight if they can punch it across. Single back of Swan.
They put this guy in motion, though, and then they come this way and and Swan goes nowhere.
That was kind of a late pitch to him, and Kohlmeyer says,
read that one all the way and just
no dice.
Nothing happening there. Loss of about 6.
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. A loss to the Marshall Lions, where it's going to be 2nd and 16. Matsky in motion. Back to pass is Livix. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of Metzger. And he was hit hard.
Yeah, he was.
By Norman Phillips. And Moeller also. So 3rd down and 16 for the Lions. Lake has been most of the time all night the lone back there. In motion, Matsky. Lions looking third and 16. Livick scrambling around for his life. Now finds some running room out to the right, but maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage, Lenny.
That's about it, yeah. Good job by the defense.
That time the defense did a good job covering them receivers. There was nobody open.
I think he actually lost another yard or two. That's going to bring up 4th and 20, so he must have lost 4.
Wow. I thought he had a better spot than that.
Well, I did too. But
let's see if Livick tries to go to the end zone here.
He'll be looking for Metzger for sure. That's about the only guy he's looked for all night.
There it is, Metzger, and it's going to be intercepted by Paris in the end zone. And Metzger slow getting up. Yeah, he's hobbling. He's not going to be able to.
As to say, I think him and Phillips tangled legs, and they both went down pretty hard.
Metzger in some pain in that end zone.
Looks like it might be a cramp.
Right. As the trainer for Paris comes out, and now Marshall coming over to check on him. So we got a delay in action, but it's Paris Tiger ball when we return here in 30 seconds on the Paris Sports Network.
Farm Credit Illinois supports communities, farm families, and agriculture with constructive credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Helping farm families succeed, that's Farm Credit Illinois.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium. 5:05 left, third quarter action, 35-6. The Paris Tigers leading the Marshall Lions. And Metzger was shaken up on the play and now is hobbling off the field, getting a big hand. He's a big receiver for these Marshall Lions, and I hope that he's all right. At first, you thought maybe, he had a bad cramp there, Lenny, but I'm not so sure now.
I'm not either, the way he's hobbling off the field.
So Paris set to go. As soon as they get him to the sideline there, he's walking a little better now. Looking to see who checked in here for the Tigers in the backfield, but I can't make out the number. Inside handoff to him. It's Eli Board.
Like Board.
Board still on his feet. Good positive yardage for Eli.
Yeah, I think he got about 5, maybe 6. Yeah, he got 6.
6 on the play for Board. 2nd down and 4 for the Paris Tigers. Norman Phillips out to the long side of the field this time as a receiver. It's an inside handoff again. And that was, I think Christian Miller carried that ball for Paris that time, but I couldn't catch the number.
32, Board.
Oh, it was Board?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Moeller on the sideline, just getting a breather here.
Colmeyer time now.
Yep.
Nope, guess not.
Back to pass. It's a screen play to
Screen to
Colmeyer.
Colmeyer.
Got the first down and more to midfield in Marshall territory across the 45 to about the 43. Good gain by Brian Colmeyer. Board checking back in. Colmeyer coming off. Just rotating the backs in and out. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a lot of new black shirts in that fourth quarter, Lenny.
Probably so, yeah.
Curl in the slot for Paris. Ethan looking downfield. He's got a receiver, Trey Lee. He makes the catch, and he's into the end zone. He caught the ball at the 10-yard line and made it on in to the end zone. Trey Lee with his first touchdown this year. That was a 43-yarder.
Yep.
43 yards for Trey Lee from Ethan Dick. And there's a happy young man coming off the field.
Is.
He got behind that defender, and there's just no way that he was going to be stopped on that one. Now, Drew Rogers the hold, and the kick is up by Ingram, and he slipped as he kicked the ball and still made it through to make it 42-6. Paris Tigers over Marshall. We're going to keep it right here and recap that score for you. Trey Lee with a 43-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, it capped off an 80-yard drive as the Tigers started that drive on from their own 20. And like you said, Jim, the final 43 yards was a pass from Dick to Lee. The play before that was a 29-yard little swing pass out in the flat to Colmeyer. So moving the ball through the air a little bit this series.
Yes, we are. So Marshall breaks the huddle as they are trailing by a bunch now. I was asked the other day, of course, I've been out of the broadcasting for a while, Lenny, but is it still a continued clock at 35-point lead, or has that changed?
I'm not sure if it's 35 or 40.
Okay. I wasn't sure anymore. It used to be 35.
For some reason, I'm thinking it's got to be 40, I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, we're not quite there, but we may get there. So Christian Miller to kick off here as Landon Ingram had a little problem with that extra point and hit the deck, so hoping he didn't get hurt. But
let's hope not. He had a bummed up arm anyway, the way it was. So.
A short line drive kick by Miller, and Marshall will take over with one of their better field positions of the night here at the 38-yard line of Marshall.
Well, last drive they had it on the 39, and they moved it all the way down. I think it was 1st and goal originally from like the 5.
don't see Metzger in the ball game now, so Livix sends Lake in motion. He'll keep it himself, tries to run around the outside.
Not much happening this time.
No.
The Tigers were aware of that.
Not able to turn that corner this time.
Look like they're going to give him about a half a yard maybe.
So Drew Rogers checking in for Nick Moeller at the safety spot. Ethan Dick checking out. And I didn't see who came in for him. I'll have to pick up the number. Brady Krippes.
Okay, Curl's still in there.
Yeah, Krippes.
Colmeyer's still in there. So.
Krippes checked in for Phillips, or not Phillips, but Dick. There's a keeper again by Livix. Couple of yards.
Curl on the tackle as Livix picked up about 4 that time. Yeah, maybe only 3 because it's 3rd and 6. So.
That linebacker duo of Colmeyer and
Curl's pretty tough.
And Curl are pretty tough duo there.
For sure.
Livix calls out the signals. A single back has been Swan most of the evening. There's a screen pass play out to Metzger, who just checked back into the lineup, and he didn't get anything.
Yep.
Tigers read that one out. Ethan Curl there.
Curl and Krippes both on the tackle. Well, he bounced back up, though. He's not limping quite as bad.
It's good to see. Marshall Lions need him. He's one of their main receivers. Is the main receiver.
Well, it's going to bring up 4th and 5.
Paris defensively has been in the 4 down linemen all night. And there's a nice catch out by Lake. And down immediately, down to his knee he went, so it'll be spotted. First down for Marshall. Inside Paris territory at the 46. Marshall passing game has shown some positivity tonight, Lenny, but it seems to always stall out. Paris's defense kind of rises up on that 3rd down play. 1st and 10, Marshall.
Metzger in motion. There's the pitch. He kind of bobbled a little bit, and he's going to be stopped for about a 2-yard loss.
Swan got shook up back in the 1st quarter, and I don't think he's been himself as the 3rd quarter ends. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Paris Tiger football on the Paris Sports Network.
The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Colmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium on the Paris Sports Network. Paris Tigers leading 42-6 over the Marshall Lions with 12 minutes of game left in this tonight. Next up for the Paris Tigers on the road next week to Olney East Richland. And that could be a big ball game as Olney's set to play tomorrow at, I believe it's Lawrenceville.
Yeah, Lawrenceville seems like they like a lot of those Saturday afternoon games because we used to seem like always draw that straw and go down there on a Saturday afternoon. It'd be 100 degrees in the shade, no shade, and playing on that turf down there. It was hot.
Yes, it was. And then we used to play Casey Westfield some on Saturdays. But that was back some years ago.
Back in the old Apollo days, it seemed like we always caught Mount Zion on a Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely, and that was a hot place. All right, back to passes. Livick's setting up that play out to Swan. Got some good running room. Probably picked up 5 or 6 on it.
Yeah, I think Swan lost his helmet on the play, but
good tackle on that time by Braden Atkinson and Trey Lee. Third, and we'll call it 7. That Marshall line got to be getting tired.
They got to be, yep.
Livick's back to pass.
Here comes the Tigers.
He's going to keep it himself.
Flags.
There's a flag.
Got to be a hold, I would think.
I thought 65 of Paris there got pushed in the back. That was Crowder. But we'll see what it is.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna accept the penalty. So
it's a 10-yarder.
10-yarder, yep. Well, that's only Marshall's second penalty of the game, though. So
it is a hold. Third and a bunch of real estate.
It is now. Third and 20.
See, Kripp is warming up here on the sideline. Back to pass is Livick's looking downfield. Long pass for Metzger over his head.
And he's hobbling again.
Good coverage by Trey Lee.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp again in that calf on his left leg.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to walk it off. He's headed to the sideline. He says, but coach, I got it worked out, I think.
I'm not sure he does.
Back in punt formation is Marshall. Livick's will be doing the booty. High kick. Coming down to Paris. Nice run back here. Cross midfield. Ty King on the return for the Paris Tigers. Come on,
You're
guys.
right. I think Krippus is coming into quarterback.
I seen him warming up on the sideline. How about running something this way, boys? You've went to the opposite field all night, both teams. Krippus calls out the signals. Inside handoff. No, he keeps it himself. Nice fake by Brady Krippus. Had me faked out because Board was running right beside him. Good pickup, Brady Krippus. Board in the backfield for the Tigers. Mulder checks in at the wideout. Eli Board, the ball carrier. Haven't seen anything to Pinkston tonight, Lenny.
No, I haven't either.
He's done a whale of a job out there blocking on it as a tight end, but haven't seen him really go out that many times for passes. Another run by Crippas right up the middle. Runs over a Marshall tackler.
Yeah, he does.
First and goal, Paris Tigers.
Where they spotted at? On the 5, 17 yards.
I'd say 5, yep. Crippa's in at quarterback. Calls the signals, high snap, keeps it himself. Nowhere to go this time, and a flag on the play. It's against Paris.
Holding call. -10.
I didn't even see a blocker out there. I thought Crippas more or less was just doing it all on his own.
And nonetheless, they called a hold against the Tigers and backed it up. So
Moeller in the backfield this time as he joins Board back there, and Crippas keeps it himself again around the left side. Nine minutes left in the ball game. Paris leading a whopping score of 42-6 tonight over the Marshall Lions.
looks like Crippas has got Board and Moeller both in the backfield with him this time.
Right. Rolling out is Brady. Throws it on the run. Complete pass. And it's a touchdown. Once again, everything's on that side of the field.
Yeah, I think that was Pinkston that time. So.
All right. Touchdown, Pinkston.
I'm not sure how they changed that scoreboard too quick.
I know what you mean.
I'm not sure. I think it was like a 9-yard touchdown pass to Pinkston, I'm thinking.
Ingram with the kick, the point after, and it's good. Good to see him back in there because he slipped a while ago and thought, oh, don't get hurt. But landing back in with no problem. We're going to keep it right here with 8:29 left to go in the ball game. Should be down to a continuous clock now for the rest of the ball game, as the Paris cheerleaders getting ready to do 49 push-ups. Wow. Them girls, they do a whale of a job on them push-ups. They've done enough of them this year.
Yeah, they have.
In to kick off for Paris will be Christian Miller as he'll come in, give Landon Ingram a spell. Swan deep for Marshall.
A lot better kick this time.
Coming up about the 25-yard line.
Number 21's new guy's got it. Caden Boyer.
And he stopped right at about the 32-yard line. Good hit that time by Wells for Paris, along with number 51, Will Moody.
So Marshall will start from their own 34.
So some new black uniforms in there. Livick's long count this time, and that's that's motion there by. They're pointing toward Paris, but the defense can jump a little bit as long as you don't cross the line.
Bartley saying that the line moved, but
it's going against Paris.
They're marking it off against Paris anyway.
So 1st and 5 now for the Lions. Continuous clock here now at Paris Tiger Stadium. Quick pitch. Round the right side.
Good tackle out there by Lee, though. I wasn't sure he was going to bring him down. He tackled him pretty high, but brought him down.
Swan, the ball carrier, picks up the first down. Pick up some of these Paris numbers for you. Robert Wells into the ball game. Christian Miller into the ball game defensively.
Rogers is in there. Yeah, he's been in there for a while, though, I guess, for Dick.
Will Moody on the lines, new into the ball game. Quick pitch goes to Swan, cuts it back inside. Nice hit out there by Christian Miller, along with number
45, Mason Burns.
Mason Burns.
He's just a freshman.
Yeah. Pretty much JV right now, except for Lee. He's still out there, or was. I think maybe he's come out now. Brady Krippes checks back in. Lee is still out there as a corner. Everybody else is pretty new. Livick's quick pitch again to Swan. Nowhere to go that time. Good coverage by Mason Burns. Mason a little shook up there. Gets up slow, but he's all right.
He only got about a yard on that. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 3. Like you said, running clock now. It's down under 5 minutes. So
Mason Burns still a little shook up, but he's hanging in there. He's a tough customer. Playing that linebacker spot. Quick pitch again, other side to Swan.
Swan, he's got the first down.
The linebackers meet him after a gain of 3. 1st and 10, Marshall.
Now the question will be, can the Tiger defense hold them from scoring before the clock runs out?
Right.
Marshall doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
Livick's breaks the huddle. He's got Colin Perrin out here to the right side, a 5'9" freshman as a receiver. And Livick's
nothing doing. He might have got a yard.
Keeps it himself for a yard. Good hit once again by Mason Burns.
He's just 5'9", 165-pound freshman, but
he can hit you.
That's a good thing he stayed home, because Livick started to reverse his field and brought it back to this side after he started going the other way. And
Livick's back to pass, looking downfield. Got the receiver. That's Swan, and he's tackled immediately by Drew Rogers on the stop. Pick up a 6 for the Marshall Lions, brings up 3rd and 4. Clock running with 2:44 left in the ball game. Paris leading 49-6 over the Marshall Lions. Been all Paris Tigers tonight.
Boy, it has.
7-6 was as close as the game was, and
at 5:45 to go in the first quarter, and then just about a minute later at 4:43, the Tigers scored another touchdown on that 68-yard run by Atkinson, and it's
been all Paris since.
Been all Paris ever since. And
Livick's having trouble finding room here.
Now he cuts it.
He may
might
score.
Go this time.
He may score. All the way down to
got him.
The 20, it looks like, or the 10. I can't tell. Looks like it's just across the 10-yard line, Lenny.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's about about the 14, looks like.
Okay. Livick's nowhere to go and then broke loose.
See. So that'll be 5, 10, 15, 21, 22, 23 yards.
Back to pass is Livick's. Looking for a receiver in the end zone, and it's intercepted by Wells of Paris. And he runs it back across the 20 to the 23-yard line, where Paris is going to take over. Robert Wells with the interception.
Okay, 33.
Wells, 170-pound, 6-foot sophomore with the interception. Down under a minute left in the ball game. A little confusion here on the play. Ethan checking back in. I think this is going to be a kneel down.
Yeah, I was going to say probably just a victory formation. And that should do it. Tigers should win it 49-6.
49-6 will be the final. Paris Tigers win it. We're going to let Lenny have some time here to wrap up the final stats for you. Coach Claude will be coming up for his normal interview. And we'll be back here on the Paris Sports Network. Once again, Paris wins 49-6 over the Marshall Lions. We're going to send it to him for a couple of minutes here on Paris Sports Network.
Church Insurance is an independent agency specializing in home and auto, life and health, as well as business and farm insurance. For over 100 years, Church Insurance has been servicing Edgar and surrounding counties. Stop by their office at 116 East Court Street and talk to Bruce, Ann, or Tay, and let them take care of your insurance needs. You can also give them a call at 465-4022 or visit their website at churchinsagency.com. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use. Mark, Amy, Salem, and Sarah Isef support Paris Athletics and implore its athletes to play hard and study harder. Lot 50 Brewing, located at 112 East Court Street, is the only brewing company in town. Bring your friends, family, or co-workers in for an evening of games, drinks, and conversation. Order food from other local restaurants or bring your own. Stop in and watch the owners, Bruce Young, Steve Combs, and Doug Smitkamp, work for you. Lot 50 is open Wednesday through Sunday. Check them out at lot50brewing.com. See Diamond Financial for all of your income tax needs. Ben Lucan has 30 years of income tax preparation experience. He and his well-trained staff can take care of all of your personal, corporate, partnership, trust, and not-for-profit tax returns. They'll also take care of all of your payroll and bookkeeping needs as well. See them at 208 East Jasper Street or call 465-8562. Golf season will be here before you know it, and Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Paris offers one of the preeminent courses in East Central Illinois and West Central Indiana. Their Wednesday night league will be starting up soon, but they also offer special services such as corporate events, receptions, and group lessons. Call 463-3434 or visit eagleridgeparis.com.
Welcome back to Paris Tiger Stadium as the Paris Tigers victorious tonight over the Marshall Lions by a score of 49-6. Lenny's got all the info for you, and I'm going to turn it over to Lenny Irwin, my partner. Lenny?
All righty. Thank you, Jim. Quarterback Calvin Livix for the Marshall Lions had 15 carries for 81 yards. Nathan Swan, their big running back, had 14 carries for 45 yards. And Logan Metzger had 1 carry for 5 yards. Throwing the ball, Livix was 14 out of 22 for 110, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And there was another interception on the halfback pass that Swan threw to Phillips for the interception. So I've got Wells with an interception, and Phillips actually had 2 interceptions. One on the halfback pass, and then he picked Livix off once. So Livix also fumbled the ball one time, and Paris recovered it. Receiving the ball, I've got Metzger, 9 catches for 61 yards. Garrett Lake had 3 catches for 28. Hendricks had 1 catch for 14, and Swan had 1 catch for 7. And Marshall's lone score came at 5:45 to go in the first quarter. It was a 21-yard pass from Livix to Metzger. And at that time, that's as close as Marshall had been since the game started. Paris still led 7-6 at that point. And that's your stats for the Marshall Lions. For your Paris Tigers, I've got Ethan Dick, 8 carries, 53 yards. Kohlmeyer, 7 carries, 75 yards. Eli Board, 8 carries, 28 yards. Norman Phillips, 1 carry for 10. Atkinson, 1 carry for 68 yards and a touchdown. Nick Moeller, 1 carry for 14 yards. Krippus had 3 carries for 44 yards. Throwing the ball, Dick was 3 out of 4 for 102 and 2 touchdowns. Krippus was perfect, 1 for 1 for 9 yards and 1 touchdown. Catching the ball, Trey Lee, 1 catch for 43 yards and a touchdown. Pinkston, 1 catch, 9 yards and a touchdown. Phillips, 1 catch, 30 yards and a touchdown. No, yeah, it was a touchdown. And Kohlmeyer had 1 catch for 29 yards. So that's penalties. The Tigers were penalized. I got them, 7 times for 55 yards. And I'll recap the Paris scoring. Paris scored in the first quarter, 9:33 to go. It was a 10-yard run by Phillips. The kick was good. Paris led 7-0. 4:43 to go in the first. It was a 68-yard run by Atkinson. Again, the kick was good, 14-6. And that capped off an 87-yard drive. 68 yards of it was by Atkinson on the end around for the touchdown. And then still in the first quarter, 1:37 to go. It was a 13-yard run by Kohlmeyer. Again, the kick was good, 21-6. Second quarter, 7:35 to go. A 30-yard pass from Dick to Phillips. The kick again was good, 28-6. 8:27 to go in the third quarter. It was a 14-yard run by Nick Moeller. The kick was good, 35-6. 3:03 to go in the third quarter. It was a 43-yard pass play from Dick to Trey Lee. The kick was good. The Tigers led 42-6. And at 8:29 to go in the in the fourth, it was a 9-yard pass from Krippus to Pinkston for the touchdown. And that's your final, 49-6. Your Tigers, once again, victorious. So.
Well, Lenny, what are you going to say? I mean, your defense got you off to that good start, and it was just all Paris Tigers after that.
The boys carrying the water bottles looking for somebody. I'm not sure who, but it might have been Chip Keys, maybe.
Could be. Could be.
I didn't know Chipper could still run that fast.
Yeah, they're still wanting to get him, but they missed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah, a lot of antics go on sometimes here after the ball game.
Well, especially when you have a big victory over a tough Marshall Lion team that's been our rivals for years and years, and used to always be the first game of the season back when we still played at John P. Allen.
That is right.
We either went down there or they came up here, and it was always the first game of the season, it seemed like, and you could usually tell how your season was going to go by that first game. If you won, it was going to be a pretty good season. If you got blowed out, well, it was going to usually be a pretty long season. So
Absolutely. But nonetheless, Paris Tigers just up and down. I mean, when you read them stats off, the rushing yards were just out of this world by everybody. I mean, Brady Krippus comes in late in the game, and he still picks up 40-some yards on the ground.
Yep.
And I think, really Marshall, not making excuses for them, but they had to be getting tired.
Had to, no doubt.
With the offense that pumped at them all night long, And Coach Claude stepping in here.
How you doing?
Coach, I'll tell you what, Coach, we were talking about the defense opening things up early, and boy, they did. And from that point on, the offense really just took off. The rushing tonight was just fabulous.
Yeah, we kind of felt like to a certain degree we were becoming a little bit one-dimensional running the football, but our offensive line got off the ball. They got off the ball and knocked them back, and then the running backs blocked really well for each other. And we finished off runs. We didn't get tackled on first contact. We got tough yards after contact, and guys continued to fall forward and gain more yardage. But then what we finally got going was the quarterback got going. Not just he's really done a pretty good job growing week by week by week with his legs.
Yes.
But he's developing a little bit better in his throwing game and all those things. And now we kind of got the receivers involved, and receivers went out and made plays and catches for him, which gives him more confidence to kind of deal it around.
I was proud of Trey Lee tonight.
Yeah.
He finally got his first Tiger touchdown.
Yes, amen. Him and I think Drew Pinkston both got one down there in the corner from Brady Krippus, who went in and did a really great job running some of our read game stuff. We've been trying to get the ball to Trey and be creative, and we finally set up a little play action type of a deal this past week. It was 2 weeks ago, actually. It just never really fit last week when we were trying to get it to go in the game down at wherever we were, forever away from home last week in Hillsboro. And really just we had gotten to the edge so much they started kind of triggering, and their corners started shooting, and their safeties were running the alley pretty fast. And we thought if we could sell that play action, we could get them to trigger and get the ball over the top and threw a great ball. He had to catch it over his shoulder and hung on and ended up finding a way to get in the end zone.
A compliment to you and your team tonight, Coach, that you was using that rotating play-in system.
Yep.
And went a lot smoother for you, it seems like.
Yeah.
Things really clicked.
I've not been in a huddle very often in my career. It's just not my thing because I want to play fast. I want our tempo to be fast, and sometimes when you play fast, even a bad play call is good because of the tempo of the game and the defenses having to get lined up and get set early and those things. So it certainly has advantages, and we'll obviously get back to doing that at times. And we did it a few times tonight. We went a little bit faster paced and didn't get in the huddle. But with this group particularly, and shame on me, it took us a little longer to kind of figure it out. Because I just wanted to go, do what we do and adapt to the system as opposed to adapt to the players necessarily. And that's on me as the head football coach. But I feel like to a certain degree, this group of guys, they have the ability to get in the huddle, hear the play call, process it, and then they can go better than they can verbally, fast, with an up-paced tempo.
Yeah, how I was explaining it a few times was I was watching the clock as the play was being called in or carried in by Atkinson or Lee, and lots of times there was 20 seconds left on the play clock when they were ready to go with the play, and that was fantastic.
Well, what we did this week when we started to go kind of that huddle route, Chip actually just pulled out his phone and his stopwatch, and every time the whistle would blow in practice, he would set it for 40 seconds like it normally would be, and we were still getting the ball off, like you said, at 20, 25. So it's almost really no different than us playing in no huddle with some tempo, letting the play clock go down. It all about averages out the same.
It does. And
makes me get to calling a little bit faster. I got to kind of be a little bit ahead of myself because, when you're in no huddle, you can kind of get in the formation, kind of look at the defense, see kind of where it's at, and then make a call. You're kind of making a blind draw call, but not necessarily. Obviously, we have a pretty good idea of what people do against us based off of tape and so on and so forth in prior weeks and kind of what they've done to us over the years.
Well, Coach, next is the Illini East Richland.
Yep.
That's always a tough game, it seems like, for us down there. And they were 3-2 also going into tomorrow's game against Lawrenceville. So
Illini Mount Carmel.
Or Illini Mount Carmel, my
Yep.
mistake. And Mount Carmel is a ton.
Yep, no question about it.
But anyway.
Our focus right now, honestly, is to enjoy the moment because we
Yes.
kind of got away from that, and that's on me. And, I think sometimes when we go back and we look, what are we now, 4-2? So we're starting to dig ourselves out of this hole. But what happens sometimes, I think, when you go to a place, and with this, I don't mean any disrespect by this, but when you have to rebuild it, in Salem, this guy right here was our quarterback on the first team. We were so focused on the product and the process than we were the result. And then what naturally happened, or maybe unnaturally, we had some pretty good success at a nice clip very quickly. And then I think then there becomes a monster, and the community probably has a little bit of a monster, but even, I guess I have to say me, internally, that monster feels like it's built a little bit, and you start to feel that pressure, and then what happens is you start to focus on the result more than you do the product, and we kind of had to hit a reset button after being 0-2. We went through some things internally as a program to, a lot of people's, we got fractured, but we didn't break. And so I'm proud of our kids. I'm proud of our coaches. I'm proud of, I'm proud of our, hey, this doesn't get old. Anytime you can beat the team down south like this, I mean, what are we at now, 4 or 5 in a row? I mean, it just doesn't get old. We'll take this all night. We'll enjoy the moment tonight. Our goal's 1-0 on the week, so we'll take care of the tape, make some corrections, get on Olney Sunday for next week, and then the new goal will be 1-0. And then we told our kids down there before we left, the word of the week now is eligible. So go down there and get your 5th win. It obviously doesn't clinch you, but it makes you playoff eligible. For us, what I think would be the 5th time in a row if you had counted last year's spring football season. So 1-0 on the week and try and become playoff eligible.
Absolutely. One game at a time. Right, Coach?
Yes, sir. You got it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up and talking to us, and good luck next week at Olney.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Go Tigers.
Coach Jeremy Clodfelder, the head man for the Paris Tigers, and it's always good that he comes up and talks to us. And a lot of good points brought up there, Lenny, tonight about his team. His team was just on tonight, 109 points in 2 weeks. I mean, offensively for the Paris Tigers in 2 games. And, man, that's outstanding. Anytime you get that, you're going to win.
You would think so, yeah. So.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for us, partner, and it's been nice being with you tonight.
It's been a pleasure.
Filling in.
Glad you were able to come up and help out again, and we'll keep you on call.
Absolutely. No problem there. Anyway, you've been listening to the Paris Sports Network, and we're proud to bring you Paris High Sports right here on the Paris Sports Network. Have yourselves a fine evening, and we'll talk to you next week from Olney. Good night.
You've been listening to Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network, brought to you by the Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Farm Credit Illinois, Prospect Bank, Soleil Body Salon, Diamond Brothers Insurance, Ingram Waste Disposal, Diamond Financial, Illini FS, Country Financial, and Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance. Also our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou